Time to go, Mrs. Oswald.
Keep moving. No, it's nothing here, folks. Nothing to see now. On the perimeter. Pull them around. You need to bring up right. Any ideas your husband planning this? Did he talk about it with your husband? Probably your calls here. Get out! President Killer!
You did it!
You're lucky you're not shot down now.
Stay back. Now give us some room here, please. Give us some room. I'm sure glad they got that husband of yours.
You got for hanging.
Poor child.
You know Lee Harvey personally? What are you teaching them kids?
He's a murderer.
He was no friend of mine.
Get her off.
You be staying in Irving tonight.
Red!
You don't deserve no decent barrel.
He was in on it.
That's sacred ground there.
Have the chairs here, though. Stay behind.
We had a little problem, but we're ready to go now.
Aren't you going home, you commie?
Please, give us some privacy.
Commie spy! You heard the man, boys. Back it up now.
May the Lord, who is ever merciful and sparing punishment, accept our prayers for compassion and forgiveness. And may the soul of Lee Harvey Oswald rest in peace with all the Lord's children in spite of this awful transgression.
Here you are.
Thanks.
Why did your husband want to shoot the president?
Lee had good opinion of President Kennedy. He only said good things.
Just answer the question.
He admired the president. He cried when Mrs. Kennedy lost the baby.
Why'd your husband go to Russia?
I told you everything. The government knows more than I do.
Who is A.J. Hiddell, Mrs. Oswald?
Is this the rifle your husband purchased in March of 1963?
I really cannot be sure. To me, a rifle looks like old rifles.
You're here on a temporary visa. You can be deported at any time.
You are making a big mistake, Marina. You better start thinking about your children's future.
I'll ask you one more time. Why did your husband kill the president?
Perhaps he wanted to leave his mark on history.
What is mark on history?
The evidence is overwhelming. The rifle shells matched the gun. The gun has your husband's fingerprints. The gun was found on the 6th floor of the book depository where he worked.
You're in on the chair.
Your husband killed the president?
Do you have any idea what kind of questions you're going to be asking you, Marina?
Promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Please, sit down. Let me start by explaining to you that we asked you here in order to fully investigate the death of President Kennedy and the arrest of your late husband, Lee Harvey Oswald. Do you understand that? For the record, would you give your complete name, please?
Marina Nikolaevna Prusakova Oswald.
In other words, you're saying that the rifle remained in the garage until the morning of the assassination.
No, well, it is hard to determine when the rifle was taken. I only assume it was Friday because Lee had come so unexpectedly the night before.
You never saw him take the rifle?
Yeah, I assume he came to Janet's house for two reasons. One was to make up because we had fight, and the other was to get the rifle.
Do you have any idea as to the motive which induced your husband to kill President Kennedy?
I can only conclude that he wanted in some way to be outstanding, that he wanted to leave his mark on history.
So, then it is your belief?
And that is my opinion. I do not know how true it is.
In other words, you have arrived at this conclusion, that your husband did kill President Kennedy.
From the evidence you showed me, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Sorry. How did they greet you in there? Come on, Ray, just one question. Come on.
You did fine, Marina. Feel good about yourself.
What are you doing?
The government can't protect you forever. We don't feel you're in any danger now.
You are leaving?
I'm sure you'll be okay on your own.
Where am I going to live? What about all my things, all the photographs and letters that were taken? We had many beautiful things in Russia.
That material has been impounded.
Sorry, I don't understand. What is impounded?
You stay here for another couple of weeks if you want. As long as you're out by the end of the month.
Mrs. Oswald?
You take care of yourself.
We need just one room with even just bed that pulls out.
What is your native language, ma'am?
I am very sorry. My English is still very bad, but
I can't help you. These apartments aren't furnished.
wait for me here and I'll pick you up at 4 o'clock, okay? Yeah, sure.
And how old is Julie?
She has just turned 3.
Do you have her medical form? Father's name?
Yeah, he is deceased.
Well, we still need his name for our records.
Oswald. Lee Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald?
Once I had something, now I got nothing. Once I wanted anything. You got some nerve to tell me how to live.
You were actually married?
that a problem? Does it excite you?
Why did your husband kill the president? The evidence is overwhelming. The rifle shells match the gun. The gun has your husband's fingerprints.
Perhaps he wanted to leave his mark on history.
The whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You have arrived at this conclusion, that your husband did kill President Kennedy.
Yes.
Say, I'm a daddy, Bob.
What's the little sucker like in bed?
Until I met Kenneth Porter, it seemed like the nightmare, the assassination, would go on forever. Kenneth was a godsend. He helped me put the pain and horror of the assassination behind me. He made us into a new family, and he gave my children a new last name. But for all those years, I'd been living with the guilt that my husband had killed President Kennedy. And with the feeling that somehow I should have been able to stop him. I shortened the hem a little.
Oh, well, that's great.
No, but I just pinned it up. I still need to see it on you.
I'm on time right now. We'll try and save you some seats, but you still better get there early.
And what about dinner?
We'll all get a bite to eat after the recital.
Don't worry, I'll sell the helmet at school.
Judy! Judy, please, here's the bag. Will you put your dress in it?
Yeah, I promise I'll do it. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Very nice. Next will be Julie Porter, a sophomore honor student who will read a poem that she has written entitled Noble Bird. Julie?
A noble bird with wings spread wide, dandelion seed blown by the wind. With the wind as your toy, turning and playing, swooping and diving, and lifting in the breeze. On your perch, with your head high, live and fly.
And did Dallas police unknowingly record the assassination? Was Lee Harvey Oswald a lone gunman when President Kennedy was gunned down in Dealey Plaza nearly 15 years ago? The Select Committee on Assassinations is looking into possible new evidence here at the murder scene. Today, scientists recorded test shots fired from the former Texas School Book Depository. Experts may find scientific evidence that Oswald did not act alone. Results will be revealed next week during public hearings in Washington, which will include witness testimony from Marina Oswald, widow of the accused assassin. Gary Mack, KSFB News, Dallas.
Thank you, Gary. We have the weather report up next, and following that, the two both recognized.
Forgot that was her husband.
When you saw that picture. Yeah, that is
I didn't understand. What were they saying?
They want you to testify again.
What do they think I could tell them?
You always said the past was behind us.
We're gonna need a few more minutes, thanks.
Why are they dredging this up all over again?
They're all staring at us.
Oh, those poor kids.
You were terrific, sweetheart.
Let's just try and...
I just can't take any more of this.
Oh, I saw the whole thing on
This is supposed to be a celebration.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you recall how your husband got a job at the school book depository?
Through a friend. I think it was Janet Williams, but I'm not sure.
Were you aware of any other job offers he might have had for jobs in other places?
I don't remember if I knew or not.
If your husband did have another job offer for more money, can you think of any reason why he would have taken the job at the book depository?
Well, I do believe he liked Janet. And since she went to all the trouble to get the job for him, I think that would have been the courteous thing for him to do.
You're saying he would have taken a job for less money just because he liked Janet?
No, it doesn't sound logical.
I'm asking you, Miss Porter. You knew the man.
Look, I wish I did know the man. I thought I did, but apparently I did not. Now, if there was a second gunman, how come they say there's no evidence of conspiracy?
I told you, they're just a bunch of politicians trying to cover their butts.
Well, in other words, they're saying that two different people took a shot at the president within 6 seconds of each other by sheer coincidence? Now, that's ridiculous.
Just be patient. Sure, we'll get a copy of the report. Hello, sweetheart.
What time did you get back, Mom?
After midnight. The flight was delayed in Washington. Where's Rachel?
In her room.
But she didn't eat breakfast. She hasn't made her lunch.
And she isn't going to school. Well, that's what she says.
Bye, darling.
Rachel? The bus will be here any minute. I don't want you to be late. Rachel. What's going on, Rachel?
Nothing.
Is it the kids? Did somebody say something?
Not yet. Everything was so good. I have friends and people like me. You're taking that all away from me. Remember when I was in 3rd grade? Mm-hmm. Those kids were teasing me, and I asked you if they were right. Mm-hmm. And then I told you how terrible it felt. You said it was like the time I broke my leg. Mm-hmm. It hurt for days, but eventually the pain went away. Yeah. You were wrong. The pain never goes away. It still hurts so bad. You know, I didn't ask to get born into this family. I didn't ask to have a father accused of all these horrible things. I want to be Rachel Porter. I want to try out for the pep committee if I feel like it.
Rachel, there's no reason on earth why you shouldn't be able...
And most of all, I want to be left alone.
Tonight on News at 10, are our schools overcrowded? City Council says yes.
He mustn't let this bother you, honey.
That's tonight.
She's 12 years old. You and I both knew this was going to happen sooner or later.
And we're back with author David S. Lifton, whose new book will argue that the autopsy results on President Kennedy were secretly changed in order to rule out a possible conspiracy. Now, Mr. Lifton, what sorts of evidences were there that led you to believe that these autopsy results had indeed been changed?
The diagrams submitted to the Warren Commission don't match the photographs placed in evidence by the House Committee. These were created to prove to the Commission and thereby the American public that the shots had been fired from behind the President, when in fact these photographs clearly indicate the entrance wound is from the front.
Now, how do you know that these aren't the photographs of someone else?
Well, these have been documented. These were taken at the time and simply protected from the American public for 15 years.
Come right through here.
Excuse me, Mr. Lifton? Marina Oswald is here to see you. She says she needs to talk to you about something.
Thanks.
Sure.
I feel as if... I feel I've had my head in the sand all these years.
Then why not keep it there? You have a comfortable life. Why put yourself back in the middle of the nightmare?
Look, in 1963, I understood nothing. I barely spoke English. I was pushed and pulled.
You were bamboozled by experts, like all the rest of us. You still haven't answered my question.
Mr. Lifton, for years now, I am wife of the assassin. My children are the children of the assassin. Now, perhaps it is not so certain.
It's never certain. Your husband...
Okay, if it was never certain, then can't you imagine the burden that would be lifted if my children could finally know the truth?
Look. I'll be back in Dallas several times in the next few weeks for research. Call me if you want to talk.
There's so much I don't understand. Like these sound tests they are doing. Do you believe them?
They're pretty convincing, yeah. At least now we have some experts on our side. That's a start. Mrs. Oswald. Miss Porter. Why did your husband return to the United States?
Well, he was totally disgusted with communism, with the system in Russia.
And yet when he gets to America, he engages in all kinds of left-wing activities. He even writes a letter to the Communist Party offering to do photographic work for the cause.
You're talking about his little boy games. That's what I call them.
His what?
His little boy games. You know, he was always pretending. He sometimes lived under an assumed name.
Alec J. Hiddell. Your husband wasn't dumb, Mrs. Porter. So what in God's name was he up to?
Yes, he did, Rachel. Your daddy killed President Kennedy.
What was your husband up to? Why did he go to Russia? Russia.
No, he's so dull. He puts me to sleep. Here they are.
Marina! You're late. We've been looking all over for you.
Have they been playing this loud all evening?
Marina, hello. Alec? Marina, I want you to meet a friend of mine, Lee Oswald. Lee, I want you to meet a friend of mine. This is Marina.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Would you mind if I ask Marina to dance?
It's all right with Marina. He wants to dance with you.
Are you as good a dancer as Misha?
I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. Could I have another dance?
Yeah, maybe.
I wanted to meet you as soon as I saw you come in.
You know, I'll tell you the truth. You're not nearly as good a dancer as Misha.
So, what do you think of Alec?
I couldn't quite work out his accent.
He's a defector.
Defector?
He's an American. He's been working at the radio plant for almost a year.
We call him Alec, but his real name is Lee Oswald. You ought to see his apartment. It's a palace.
See you tomorrow, yeah?
Will I see you again? I'll be here next week.
Then maybe you'll see me here next week.
Well, give me your phone number. I'll call and remind you.
My aunt and uncle wouldn't like it. Don't worry, I have good memory.
Set for us by the ministry. We must never forget that we are all responsible for building a strong and healthy Soviet society in whatever capacity we serve. Our average length of stay has been reduced by 4%.
Your latest issue.
Therefore,
I had to beg for it.
Staffing levels have increased.
Did
by
the American call?
The projected 5-year plan for increase
And
of
what about your
admissions
uncle?
has been fulfilled ahead of time.
We'll see.
It's reserved. Thank you. What?
I'm so sorry I'm late.
It's all right. I was afraid you weren't coming.
No, it's me. I'm always late. You know, you're lucky my uncle didn't answer the phone. I would never have got the message.
Is he deaf?
No, not yet. No, he's what we call poryadochnik, very strict bureaucrat.
Are you hungry?
Sure, I'm very hungry.
They have very good red cabbage.
I don't like red cabbage.
Well, we could have something else.
You're just one person. How could they give you an apartment like this?
Well, it's not perfect. There's never any heat or hot water.
want comfort and luxury, you should never have left America.
Misha told you about me?
A little.
I left America because I was interested in finding out for myself how your system works.
And?
It has some good features. I don't like that you're not allowed to say what you really think.
I always say what I think. You shouldn't worry about the system, Alec. You can just ignore it.
See you tomorrow night?
I don't know, I might have to work. No, I have to go.
You said yourself this place is too big for one person.
Yeah, I don't know about your other girlfriends, but I don't sleep with boys just because they have nice apartment.
Oh, I see. What does it take?
Well, in this country, sex is a very complicated subject.
Maybe I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. Sasha's coming back from Zguritz.
Sasha? Who's Sasha?
He told me or something. If my uncle answers, hang up. He doesn't like me kissing Americans.
Don't it now? Stopaj go.
No, I'll go.
Very nervous.
This is Alec.
I know.
You said you like chicken.
Oh, I do. It's very good. It's very good chicken.
Please.
And what about your military service?
I was in the Marine Corps. I was a radar operator. I was discharged in 1959.
You were stationed in the United States?
No, Itsugi Air Force Base in Japan.
The home of the U-2 spy plane?
Yes, that's right.
And how old are you now?
I'm 24.
What about your American passport?
I renounced it, along with my American citizenship.
Why?
Because I became disillusioned with the system in America and the exploitation of American workers.
I assume that you studied Russian in the military.
No, actually, I taught myself in my spare time. I obtained some books and records from the library and studied.
That's impossible.
Well, there was also a girl at the Foreign Language Institute who helped me. But that was only for a brief period of time after I arrived.
Take good care of this girl. She has plenty of bruises in her brain.
Good luck.
No!
Today you take on the responsibility for your future children. Build a strong Soviet family. A strong family means a strong country.
Come on, let's see it. Such a lot of fuss over a smudgy thing. You should have made them use a different picture.
You told me you're 24.
What?
You lied to me. You were born in 1939. That means you were 21 last October.
What difference does it make?
No. I believe what you told me, Alec.
Hey, I would have told you anything if I thought it would convince you to marry me.
Yeah, but I have to be able to trust you.
You can trust me. Of course you can trust me.
Come on, you two.
Marina? Where's my blue shirt? Ever since you moved in here, I can't find anything.
Yeah, I'll help you look in a minute. Alec?
Yeah?
What are these?
Drawings.
This is the radio plant.
Studied architecture for a while. Those are just notes. I'm writing my impressions of Russia. I'm sure people in America will be interested in reading them.
Alec, what are you really doing in this country?
I'm a spy. Do I look like a spy to you? Did you ever think about what it would be like to live in America?
I'm clever enough not to fall for a line like that.
You're always reading those fancy American magazines.
Yeah, of course. Even the all-powerful Supreme Soviet can't keep a person from dreaming.
Let's go.
Where?
America.
Stop teasing me, Alec.
I'm not teasing you. I have some friends there. And I have things to take care of. I've already written a letter to the embassy.
But you renounced your passport and your American citizenship.
Maybe not.
Yeah, but that's what you told me when...
Oh. Maybe I was oversimplifying.
In July, Alec went to Moscow for an interview at the embassy. The next day, I got a message from the Central Post Office. Alec wanted me to join him. All he said in the telegram was that the interview had gone fairly well.
Are you all right?
I think I might be pregnant, Alec.
You sure?
No, it's too soon to be sure.
Well, maybe we should go back to the hotel and rest.
No, later.
I missed you.
Now, the gentleman we're going to meet is named McVicker. Okay? If he asks you anything... What? I'm an American. I'm going in here. Okay? McVicker, okay? McVicker.
Remember what I said. Don't tell them you're pregnant. They could cause a delay. And more importantly, if they ask if you ever belong to a communist organization, you say no.
Yeah, but how can I lie? They'll find out anyway. They'll say I can't have visa for lying.
Just don't say anything about the Komsomol. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but the truth is I only joined last year, and I never picked up membership card. And anyway, I always headed those...
Mr. Oswald!
Listen to me.
Hello. My wife?
I hope you had a decent trip, Mrs. Oswald. I know it can be exhausting.
Yes, well, I am a little tired.
So, this is the start of an exciting adventure for both of you.
Wait till you see the stores. They're so well stocked. Anything my son needs, I'll be able to get for him.
You, at this rate, he'll be a teenager before we get there.
And I hope it's a girl.
Why?
If he's born in Russia, he can't be elected president.
Alec, you and your dreams. What will it be like for us in America, Alec?
Well, at least it'll be warmer. We won't have to stand on these lines. I may have a hard time finding a job at first.
My legs ache.
Our second child will be born in America, and he'll be the president.
Alec.
In May, Alec finally heard the news from Mr. McVicker. Our exit visas had been approved.
Marina!
Suddenly, I was very fearful. I cannot imagine what it would be like to leave my homeland, to never see my friends and family again.
To send a lot of magazines. Yeah, I promise.
And don't forget the records, Duke Ellington and Nat King Cole.
I won't.
Right. Bye. Good luck.
Be careful.
And send pictures of the baby.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Thank you for everything.
Good luck.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Quite a house, Robert.
I got a couple of weeks off in August. I figure I'll paint it myself.
You know, I never imagined that just one family could fill up such a big house.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute now. Hold her up. Oh, yeah. Hey, baby. Hey, Chubby. Look up, Lee. Oh. How do they smell?
I could probably go the rest of my life without another hamburger.
Ta-da-da-da-da! Presenting the all-new Marina!
Woo! Oh, I love it. She's a real American now, Lee. Wait a minute. Go back up. Let me get it on film, okay? All right, now. Real slow. Come on down the stairs. That's it. Woo! Yeah!
almost ready.
Anybody for seconds?
Oh, simply delicious. What do you call that kind of chicken, Marina?
Cooked chicken with potatoes.
Well, it's real good chicken. So, Lee, who were those cops you were talking to out front?
They weren't cops, Robert. They're from the FBI.
The FBI? What does the FBI want?
I don't know. Maybe they want to screw up my life. Maybe they want to make it impossible for me to find work.
They want to know why you went to Russia?
Why I went to Russia? Was I ever recruited by Soviet intelligence? Was I ever an agent for the U.S. government?
U.S. government? What did you say?
I looked them right in the eye, and I said, "Don't you know?"
Lee's got espionage on the brain. When he was a kid, his favorite TV show was I Led 3 Lives.
Wasn't that about an FBI agent who infiltrates communist groups?
Something like that. Anyhow, I told them to go check with the embassy.
You know, Alec, if there is a problem, I'm sure your Mr. McVicker could straighten them out. Alec? You remember Mr. McVicker?
Never mind about Mr. McVicker.
But he's the vice consul, Alec.
Stay out of things that you don't understand.
Come on, honey, I'll help you clear. You finished?
You don't ever embarrass me in front of my brother.
I embarrass you? No, you embarrass me. No, I just make suggestion.
It doesn't concern you.
Does not concern me.
And wipe that filth off your mouth.
No, you look at me, Alec. No, I am your wife now. I came with you halfway around the world. I am part of your family.
You don't make suggestions. And you don't ever tell anyone about my private business. You understand?
For me, the dream of America was shattered that night. I had glimpsed a side of Alec I had never seen before. We had no friends and very little money. He never introduced me to people he was spending time with, except for a Russian exile named George de Marnshield.
George de Marnshield.
George de Marnshield shot himself 6 weeks ago.
What?
He shot himself in the head.
Oh, my God.
The day he agreed to testify before the House Committee.
Why? I didn't know he was gonna testify.
George de Marnshield was a European aristocrat. Why did he go out of his way to befriend Lee Oswald?
I don't know. I have no idea.
haven't caught you at a bad time.
Yes, sir.
My friend Steve Petrov, Lee Oswald.
Pleasure.
Well, and of course, you must be Marina. Petrov and I had a meeting downtown, and we thought we'd stop by.
Good.
Oh, please, come in. I'll make some tea.
General Walker is at it again, the fascist bastard.
Kennedy ought to send in the National Guard.
In a civilized country, a man like Walker would be behind bars. Now, isn't this wonderful?
Come in.
Oh, look at this. These are quite extraordinary. It's a miracle what you have accomplished with so little. May I? I know you'll be happy here. There's even a small Russian community in Fort Worth. My wife and I, we have many Russian friends. Some of them with the school-age children. And there is a young woman, her name is Janet Williams, a teacher who is studying Russian. We are having a little party Saturday. Perhaps you and Lee would like to join us. I know several families who are looking for Russian tutor.
So we have ryba, kot, maszyna.
Where's the baby?
She's asleep. But look what Mr. Petrov brought when he dropped Jenny off for her Russian lesson.
Is there something wrong with the old crib? We need a new crib.
So, Jenny, we finish now, and we'll continue next week.
Where did all this food come from?
Anna Sokolova dropped it off. Why don't you wait for your father outside?
They're spoiling you, these Russians. Turning you into a little puppet.
We never have enough food, Alec. Look at me, I have been losing weight.
So you go begging and whoring for it?
No, Alec, I am not a whore.
And since when do you like red cabbage?
Stop it, Alec. Mr. Petrov will be here in a minute.
Don't like red cabbage!
Oh, that was very smart.
Petrov bought it for you.
Oh, Mr. Petrov, dogs eat better than we do.
You want him? Go get him!
I came here for I crossed the ocean for this. It's their big shot. Why can't we get a decent job? Why can't we live like other people?
You don't like it? You vain, mediocre little bitch! You want to go back to Russia?
You know, he has this stupid male pride. And it's getting worse ever since he was fired. I should have left him the first time he hit me.
The trial separation is for the best. You'll find out soon enough if there's anything left of your marriage. And you'll be very comfortable. My daughter and her husband have a little guest cottage in back. Well, I guess that's everything.
What's going to happen to Alec?
Well, don't worry about Alec. There's an important job waiting for him in Dallas.
And good night, Mr. Question Man.
Marna, will you get set?
Hello.
Hello? It's me. I came over, and nobody was there.
You wanted it, Alec. You gave me no choice.
I know. I'm sorry. And, I'm different now. I have a job, and I have some money.
Julie misses you.
She does? Marina, I miss you. And I've been thinking about you. I have a place for us to stay. I'd like to come and see you. I really want to see you. I'll come tomorrow. Bye. Still my little fool, aren't you? No cleaning in here. I know where everything is. I want to keep everything in place.
Why in God's name are you writing to the Communist Party? Are you out of your mind?
I was writing to see if they need a photographer. What?
You bought a gun, didn't you?
I used a phony name. I ordered it by
I
mail.
don't care if you use phony name, Alec. You don't buy guns when you have family to feed and a new baby on
I
the
have a
way.
job now. I have money coming in.
Yeah, but Alec, what do you need a gun for?
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm taking care of everything. Come on. I need you to help me.
You know, what are we doing, Alec?
Just come on down. I need you to take a picture of me. Okay. Stand here.
Yeah. What do I do?
Open the top there. Yeah. And press that on the side, yeah. Okay.
This one? Okay. You know, you look absolutely ridiculous, Alec.
Just take it. These are very important. The Morning Shield's gonna get a kick out of these.
Ready? I don't understand, Alec, why you need these photos.
Just go. In the house.
We are not afraid to be submitted to the public opinion, Josh, because we are fulfilling our duty as patient, as human, and as democratic men. And I want that the newsmen come to Cuba. That is the best way.
If I'm taken prisoner, the county jail is at the end of the bridge on the way to town. Throw away all my clothing, but keep my personal papers. If there's anything about me in the press, send clippings to the Soviet embassy.
I shot him. What? Walker. Edwin Walker, that fascist bastard. I shot him.
Boulevard, where some
Listen!
players shot at the outspoken former general. Walker, who was unhurt, recently called for the overthrow of Fidel Castro.
He moved his head at the last minute.
A bullet was fired from a church parking lot adjacent to the general's house, where he was working on a speech with
6.5 millimeter. 6.5 millimeter. Those Dallas cops are so
reporting live on Newsline Radio. Thank you for that report.
This is his house. This is the parking lot fence.
No, you're crazy.
I have to have a complete record.
No, what if the police come and search the apartment? What have you done with the guy?
Don't ask! There are some things it's better you don't understand.
From that night on, I woke up screaming. I had nightmares about police dogs coming up the stairs. For years, I was convinced that if I'd lived up to my responsibilities and gone to the police after the Walker shooting, President Kennedy would still be alive.
I don't mean to intrude, but I thought you should have a copy of the report.
No, you come in. It's only Rachel's birthday, and I just have a few last-minute things to do. You want some tea?
No, thanks.
Listen, there's going to be a memorial service for JFK on the 22nd in Dealey Plaza. You should be there.
Me? I could never show my face there.
Why not?
It would be like my worst nightmare, trying to protect Alec from the mob.
The mob isn't after him anymore, Marina.
No, even so, that is one event I could never attend. Wife of the assassin?
Do you still believe that?
You know, I dread November. Every year it all comes back. The same thoughts, the same feelings.
According to the House Committee, George de Mohrenschildt had extensive contacts with the CIA.
Rachel, look, I'm almost finished. Why don't you come help me with the icing,
And the graphics firm where he got Lee a job did classified work for the U.S. government. They processed photographs taken by the U-2 spy plane.
You mean Alec had security clearance?
We don't know. According to the Pentagon, Lee's military intelligence file was destroyed routinely, along with a batch of other outdated files. 3 weeks after he comes to Dallas, Lee has created a whole new background for himself. Then he leaves behind a pile of evidence tying him to the attempted shooting of an anti-Castro zealot. Only it wasn't an attempted shooting.
What do you mean?
I've been to the Walker house. I went around back and I stood behind the fence that runs to the church parking lot.
Mom, the icing?
Yeah, no, Rachel, will you wait a minute?
I'm convinced that Walker was a sitting duck, Marina. That shot that Lee fired was a deliberate miss.
Mom? Yeah, Rachel, I'll be out in a minute. Look, well, I guess we don't have time for the icing. But...
I'm sorry, I should go.
No, it's not your fault.
Look, the plan wasn't to harm Walker. It was to build up your husband's reputation as a left-wing fanatic.
So this was not a little boy game.
Somebody very powerful, somebody he trusted, must have been pulling the strings.
Maybe I should have slammed the door in his face and told him to go to hell.
That's exactly what you should have done. I told him 1,000 times not to come here.
He said the FBI were just checking up on all subscribers to communist publications.
You believed him? And so you just decided to volunteer all this information?
I just told him the basics. Date of birth, why I choose to leave Russia, parents' names. He said that if anyone approached me or threatened me, I had a right to ask the FBI for help.
That's beautiful. Did you tell him where I live?
Well, you never give me the address, Alec. You know, we make a mistake giving up the apartment.
No, we didn't. I told you you're better off here until the baby comes, and we're saving money.
It was really very nice, Alec.
Do you want to be deported? Do you want to go back to Russia? You're here on a temporary visa. Now, you don't fool around with these people. What are you talking about? Last night I was home. I was at the rooming house. Nobody called me to the phone.
Yeah, but Alec, Janet phoned you there and they say you weren't there.
What name did she use when she asked for me?
Say that you don't live there under your real name. Why not?
That is none of your business. Now you get Janet's address book and you cross my name and my phone number out of there. You understand me?
Why?
Why? Because I said so. That's why. I don't want the FBI breathing down my neck. Now do it.
No, Alec, I cannot do that. It's not my address book.
Hey, I don't care. I don't care. You get that book and you cross my name out of it. Do you understand me?
Today by Chief Curry. We spoke with the newsman in his office earlier today. National Front, the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee has studied several spirited plans.
After Rachel was born, I continued to live with Janet Williams, the teacher I'd met through George de Marnshield. Alec was up to his old games, and I hated it. I didn't want to see him.
Anybody home?
What are you doing here? You said you're coming on the weekend.
I got lonesome for my girls. Where are they?
They're asleep.
I got lonesome for you, too.
Yeah, well, there's a clean shirt in the bottom drawer. You go wash up.
You still mad at me?
You're starting your old foolishness again. That's why I'm mad at you.
I found us an apartment. It's in Oak Cliff. It's clean, it's painted, it's nice.
I like it better here. Everybody uses their real name.
Come here. Come here.
Oh, hi, Lee. Better leave a little early tomorrow. The president's arriving and the radio says traffic will be impossible.
Alec.
Don't get up.
The first stop this morning for the President and the First Lady was a breakfast rally to be held in Fort Worth.
Just let you leave Fort Worth without providing you with some protection against the rain.
I'll put it on in the White House on Monday. If you'll come up there, you'll have a chance to see it there. The President and Mrs. Kennedy are now en route to Dallas in Air Force One. Thousands are lined up, 9 and 10 persons, to cheer on the President. The Vice President, Lyndon Johnson, and his wife, will accompany the President to Dallas and will ride in the second car of the motorcade.
Here comes the first car with Police Chief Jess Curry and Sheriff Bill Decker. And here is the President of the United States. What a tremendous welcome he's getting.
Rena, quick, he's on. Yeah, I'm coming.
He's getting just as big a welcome. And the crowd is absolutely going wild. This is a friendly crowd in downtown Dallas. Now they're waving, and here comes Jackie waving by. And Mr. Kennedy.
Oh, he's very good looking.
Mrs. Kennedy radiant in that pink outfit.
Where's Junie? I
and
wanted
the
to
pink
see
hat.
this.
Of course, you can hear the streets around us.
The president's car is now turning onto Elm Street, and it will be only a matter of minutes before he arrives at the trademark. It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route. There has been a shooting. Parkland Hospital has been advised to stand by for a severe gunshot wound. The president's car is now traveling at a very high rate of speed. It appears as though
I don't understand. What happened?
the Dallas newsman, Mel Couch, he said after the shots were fired, he happened to look up at about the 5th or 6th floor of the Texas Book Depository. He said he saw the rifle being pulled back in.
I think he's saying the shots came from the book depository.
What was a wonderful welcome in downtown Dallas has become a scene of indescribable horror as hundreds of people crowd outside the back door to the emergency room here at Parkland Hospital. Faces are ashen white, and people are wondering, is our president going to live?
And just now we've received reports here at Parkland that Governor Connolly was shot in the upper left chest, and the first reports say the president was hit in the head. That was a report from NBC's Robert McNeil at the hospital in Dallas, Texas, confirming that President Kennedy is dead.
Oswald? Does your husband have a rifle?
Do you have a warrant?
We can get one real easy. Do you speak English?
You know, Alec didn't shoot anyone. His rifle is in the garage.
I don't think you understand.
Show me.
You can see for yourself.
God, there's nothing in here. Smells like gun oil. Come on, you're going downtown.
People screaming and shouting from the Texas Theater by officers who had gone there on a tip. Oswald was dead.
Knock it off! I want to leave.
That's right. Policeman hit me. They taken me in because of the fact that I lived in the Soviet Union.
Does he confess anything?
No.
This is a gun!
He admits he worked there, but he was airman, he says.
You're the president?
I'm just a patsy.
About this big thing.
Here comes. Yeah, dead man, boy. Here, if you want to live. Look at you. Tommy. Hey, where you going, boy? Can you give us a statement, Ms. Oswald? Were you know anything about you?
We don't like you guys in there.
Are you all right?
Why? Did you bring the girls with you?
No. They're at home with Jim. The police asked me about the gun.
Doesn't matter. From now on, you don't have to answer any questions. Do you understand? It's not like it was in Russia. They can't force you to say anything.
No, I understand.
Did you get the money I left you?
Yeah, I found it.
I'm having everything straightened out. We're friends here, and I'm having a lawyer come in from New York. Kiss the girls for me.
Ollie, I love you.
I don't believe any of this so-called evidence against me. It's a mistake. It's been a mistake.
He's being led out by Captain Fritz. There's the prisoner now. There's Lee Harvey. He's been shot. He's been shot. There's pandemonium. Lee Harvey Oswald has been shot. They've got a man with a gun on the ground. There's panic all over the place. Detectives have their guns drawn. They can't see very well. You can't tell what kind of condition he's in. They have the man on the ground. There's Lee Harvey Oswald. He has been shot.
For those of you who have just joined us, Lee Harvey Oswald, accused assassin of President Kennedy, has been shot. I repeat, Lee Harvey Oswald has been shot. He is in transit right now to Parkland Memorial Hospital. Ironically, the same hospital where President Kennedy was taken after.
For years, I accepted the official explanation that Jack Ruby killed my husband in order to spare Mrs. Kennedy the ordeal of testifying at Alec's trial. At least I knew he wouldn't have to suffer. He wouldn't face the agony of waiting for the electric chair.
I've been here before, but I've never been able to find your husband's grave.
The guards keep it a secret. The original headstone was very beautiful. It didn't last very long.
Can we have a little privacy, please?
It's November. Time for all the wife of the assassin stories. You know, I didn't ask to be a historical figure. But if I must, I would like to be part of an honest history.
If you really believe that, then you'll come to the memorial service on Tuesday.
Why do you ask me this?
Because we can't let people forget what happened. If we let them forget, then the truth will never come out.
I try to forget.
That's right, you tried to forget. Thank God you couldn't do it.
I think it's a terrible idea, Mom.
As long as we hide, we will always suffer.
Oh, that's beautiful. You're the one that taught us how to hide.
The world looks very different to me now, Rachel. I have learned things I never knew before. I learned that the truth has been hidden. And I learned that your father was caught between powerful forces we still don't understand. Yeah, but most of all, there is nothing this family needs to hide from. We did nothing wrong. We are not bad people. You understand what I'm saying, Rachel? You try it for yourself. You say it for yourself. I did nothing wrong. I am not a bad person.
I did nothing wrong. I'm not a bad person.
Sure you don't want me to go with you?
No. No, this is something we have to do alone.
For years, I didn't think about your father. I just felt guilty. Guilty that I wasn't brave enough or smart enough to prevent this terrible tragedy. I also felt very angry. Angry at your father for leaving us in all this dirty water. And angry at myself for not defending him more strongly. All those years ago, in the middle of all that guilt and fear, I never had a chance to mourn what happened to your father or to the president.
This day in 1963, a young man was shot and killed on this very spot. We've come here this afternoon to honor his memory and his spirit. I often wonder how our lives would have been different if John Fitzgerald Kennedy had lived. If this president had lived, would we have had the riots in our inner city? Would 58,000 of our young men have died in the jungles of Vietnam? I don't think so. In a speech John Kennedy wrote just 5 months before his death, he said,
"If we cannot end now our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's futures, and we are all mortal."
Almost 30 years have gone by in America, and I believe we're all entitled to know the truth.